I am Yuji, a personal trainer. When I ask people to do leg exercises, many might think that they don't intend to make their legs significantly thicker, or that they don't particularly want to build leg muscles, and they may feel a bit reluctant about having to do it. However, I believe that the purpose of leg training is not clearly understood. Especially for those over 50, there are various reasons for doing leg exercises, and it's not just about making the muscles bigger. So, let's first clarify the purpose. It is important to clearly understand the reasons for doing leg training. There are various reasons for this. First of all, it helps in energy expenditure. When you engage in leg training, you use a lot of large muscles, which leads to a significant amount of calorie consumption. The calorie expenditure is much higher than when training the upper body, so by doing this, you can burn calories from your workout, making it easier to tone your body. At the same time, you will also build muscle. When you're not exercising, your metabolism increases. And since your leg muscles are well developed, even a slight improvement can lead to significant changes in your physique, making it easier to lose weight and harder to gain it. Additionally, it's important to enhance the shape of your legs, not just to make them thicker or larger, but to create a toned and attractive appearance. This is particularly relevant since legs can be visible, especially when wearing shorts, so having a well-defined shape is beneficial. Is it something that would be good to have? And one more thing, which is very important for those over 50, is improving functionality. What does functionality mean? Well, it refers to the role of the legs, such as walking, running, and supporting the body. As people surpass the age of 50, these functions are gradually declining. They are declining rapidly. What happens when they decline? Well, walking becomes slower, running becomes impossible, and going up and down stairs becomes slower. When one feels scared or unsteady, it can lead to a fear of stumbling, making it necessary to hold on to something. Even if it doesn't go that far, standing and walking with a straight and confident posture is important. It's not just about posture. There's a slight looseness in the lower body that can affect the upper body, resulting in an overall posture that appears a bit slouched. This can make the entire body look older at first glance. Therefore, by improving one's gait, the whole body can become straight and look better. If we can enhance that functionality, the overall appearance will improve as well. It's essential to understand that there are specific goals in mind. While there are various objectives, they can generally be divided into two main categories. One is improving energy expenditure and metabolism, and the other is enhancing appearance. The second aspect is about increasing functionality. I believe that for those over 50, it is important to engage in strength training that can achieve both of these goals simultaneously. This is particularly relevant for the legs. The fundamental premise for achieving results is that I want you to use free weights instead of machines. By free, I mean using just your body or holding dumbbells or barbells. Therefore, I generally do not recommend machines like the leg press for those over 50. Instead, I encourage squatting with your own legs. I want you to focus on exercises that involve squatting and standing up, and I believe it is essential to master two specific forms while doing these exercises. The first point is to always maintain the vertical axis of the entire body. This vertical axis is extremely important. It is crucial for training form. For example, when performing a backward lunge, if you simply lower yourself without maintaining this vertical axis, you lose it. The vertical axis should be maintained throughout the entire movement. Even though you are stepping down, you must ensure that your upper body also maintains this vertical alignment. Just because you are lowering yourself does not mean you can relax your muscles. When standing up, it's natural to maintain the vertical axis. However, when descending, it's important not to lose that alignment and end up in a poor posture. Maintaining a vertical extension while going down is crucial. This applies not only from the side view, but also from the front, where it's essential to consciously focus on the vertical axis while moving. Creating this vertical alignment is extremely important. This principle applies to back lunges as well, and it is the same for Bulgarian squats. When performing Bulgarian squats, maintaining this vertical alignment is key. While descending, if you don't have a solid shield to maintain, it can lead to issues like the one mentioned earlier. There are also situations where the vertical aspect is lacking. If there is a vertical component, it won't feel as effective. If you have that vertical aspect, you can step down and maintain that verticality. With this upper body posture, it's exactly the same as holding dumbbells. However, of course, it's also about the essence of squats. Just like with single leg exercises, squats can be performed in this manner. You squat down because you are descending. It shouldn't be like this. And just like before, it's not acceptable to collapse in such a way. You should be squatting while consciously lifting and maintaining a vertical position. It's important to always extend vertically and maintain that vertical axis. The benefit of doing this is that, first and foremost, your posture improves. Even while exercising, when you're squatting or standing, you should be trying to extend yourself. Even when you lower yourself, you should still be trying to extend. If you practice this, maintaining a straight posture while standing becomes effortless. This is what leads to improved functionality. Additionally, the act of squatting and standing, as we just did, enhances the coordination of all the muscles in the body. When squatting and standing, if everything is not disjointed and you are aware of the vertical axis, it feels like you are performing a single movement with your entire body, which increases your overall body usage and capabilities. Essentially, this means that your entire body, it feels like I'm using C to lift the upper part, but it means that we can align or strengthen the small muscles between the larger muscles. For example, when you go down in a back lunge, it's important to maintain this position, not like this, but like this, which requires you to engage your core and lift. If you don't keep this engaged and lifted while going down, you'll end up like this. Creating a vertical axis while extending involves using the strength of keeping your core engaged and lifted even as you lower yourself. This is the upper body. In this area where Takahashi lives, there are complex muscles in the abdomen and this radiating mist. The radiating mist is also quite utilized, especially when holding the dumbbells like this during the blue variant scout. When there is weight here, if I want to maintain it straight and vertical, I have to really tighten the radiating mist and lift it up. Otherwise, it tends to come out like this. Therefore, holding the dumbbells while wearing the Bulgarian skirt, these complex muscles are heavily engaged. Of course, when doing squats, you need to push yourself up as you squat down. If you only focus on the lower body, that's not enough. If this part isn't engaged, you're just extending your legs during the squat. However, when you naturally use this area to push upwards, you can effectively train these muscles as well. Additionally, when doing Bulgarian split squats during the squat, if you just go down normally, that's expected. But it's not just about being normal. By being mindful of the vertical axis, we need to ensure that the knees do not collapse inward. This requires the muscles that prevent lateral movement, specifically the gluteus medius and the adductor muscles, to be properly stabilized. If one side is weak, it can lead to instability. If this side is weak, the knee will move outward. Therefore, both sides must be strengthened in a balanced manner to keep the knees stable, preventing them from moving inward or outward. By aligning the vertical axis, you can effectively exert force in a vertical manner. This means that training even the smaller muscles can be surprisingly beneficial. It's important to maintain awareness of the vertical axis, especially during exercises like squats, where you should always focus on this alignment. This is crucial. The second point about form is that depth is more important than weight. This is something I always emphasize. The goal is to ensure that your thighs are parallel to the ground. In the case of the pad, when it feels heavy, many people tend to stop around this point out of fear. However, I really want to emphasize that you should go all the way down until your thigh is parallel to the ground. Even with Bulgarian squats, when you do this, it's not enough to stop here after 1 or 2 repetitions. It's definitely better to go all the way down until your thigh is parallel. Well, first you should hold a barbell or dumbbells and aim to lower them to a horizontal position. When doing blue rice cuts, I want you to use a weight that allows you to lower it to that level. The reason it's better to lower it deeply to a horizontal position is that as you go down, your glutes and hamstrings are effectively stretched. This stretching is important because muscles, like the pectorals, tend to develop more easily when they are stretched. This relates to metabolism. Improving your shape is easier when you have a greater range of motion, which also increases calorie expenditure. While this is certainly true, there is another aspect to consider. Being aware of the vertical axis I mentioned earlier can enhance functionality. It is also easier to improve function when you squat deeper. When it comes to the gluteus medius and the abdominal muscles, if you only engage them halfway, you won't develop them much. Honestly, squatting deeply is quite challenging. The deeper you squat, the more you need to focus on how to engage your muscles here. If you don't strengthen them, they will become more pronounced. Therefore, adopting a form that lowers the thighs to a horizontal position is beneficial for training these areas. As for the adductor and glute muscles, if you only lower them halfway, you won't really be able to engage them effectively. Honestly, you can only use about half of their potential. You typically only utilize about 3 to 4 minutes of effort. However, by lowering them deeper, it becomes easier to experience instability, which means you need to engage them more strongly at that moment. So, this is important. To be honest, The depth is crucial. It requires 3 to 4 times more strength to engage the muscles effectively. By lowering yourself to a horizontal position, you not only create the initial vertical axis, but also enhance your functionality, which improves your performance level. Therefore, once you reach your 50s, it's important to focus not just on form, but also on developing the ability to stand up straight. This allows you to walk naturally and smoothly, taking steps in a straight line. Additionally, your ability to go up and down stairs will not decline, so if you're in your 50s now. However, I feel that it is very important to consider leg training even when you reach your 60s and 70s. Of course, training like this now will improve your shape, so please keep these two aspects in mind: the vertical axis and depth. Always remember these 2 points while doing your leg training. Let's do our best. Please subscribe to the channel. I wonder when that will happen. Please follow me. This is Yuji, your personal trainer.